these are all the items that we're going to need to make our very own Whoopie Sling. We're going to need a nut, galvanized or zinc coated. We're going to need a lighter, a piece of aluminum craft wire, and a 6-foot piece of Amsteel cord. This is Amsteel gray. Amsteel comes in different colors, and this is the best cord to use for this that I found. What we're going to do first is we're going to create the loop end of the Whoopie Sling. So I'm going to cross the loop over. I know I want my loop to be this big, and I want this much of the tail to be inside the main body of the cord, on the inside of it. See how it opens up like that? That being inside of it will create a friction lock. So the more pressure pulled out, the harder it will hold itself together. So I want my loop to be this big. So what I'm going to do is on the main body, I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to take my craft wire and I'm going to carefully poke it through without separating any of the individual filaments, but I'm actually pressing it between I'm going to pull it through. Okay, I'm going to reset the size. So I want it to be about that big. Okay, so now on the tail end, I'll pinch the tail where I want it to stop, and I'll put, and I'm going to push this through there. And do the same thing, except this time I'm going to grab the long end of the main body, pull it through. Okay. Now what's going to happen is I pull this through, it's going to create a stop, just like that. Now this tail needs to go into the main body here. So I'm going to pick a point past the end of the tail. Squish the main body together so it opens up nice. And I'm going to push the craft wire into the middle. Not all the way through, just into the middle. Then as I push down on it, the main body expands and my craft wire easily slips into the middle of it. I'll pop it out right at the base of those two intersecting cords. Alright, I'll take the tail, I'll put the tail end in there. And I'm going to pull the tail all the way through. So I'm pulling with the craft wire, I'm pushing up on the main body so that it opens up and expands. And I'm just going to work it, twisting and pulling it through. There it is. See, it's all the way through the main body. Now because I started that out lower, as I pull this tight, the end is going to disappear all the way into the center. Just like that. Now that is a friction lock loop. That will never come out. I'll never be able to pull that out. So you'll be able to do lark's head. Alright, that's half of the Whoopie Sling right there. Now as you can see on this completed one, I want to put my friction sleeve fairly close to the end here for the maximum amount of adjustability on the Whoopie Sling. So I'm going to pick a spot, I'm going to come down like about an inch or so from the end of the tail of my loop. Press it together so that I can put the craft wire in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to press the main cord together like an accordion so it opens up easy. I'm going to go down for about 2 inches and then I'm going to pop it right out. That's plenty long for the friction sling there. Now, On the long end, I'm going to put the nut on. Make sure you do this first or you're going to have to start over. Okay, now with the nut on there, I'm going to thread it, the tail end through again. Same thing as before, I'm now going to pull that all the way through. And if I just, as a twisting motion, holding about, not all the way in the front and not all the way in the back, but kind of in the middle, it will easily slip through. Not hard at all. Okay, now it's through. Okay, and that's the friction sleeve. It'll pull tight and lock right in. Now you're basically done. We're going to take the end here so that we can't pull it back through the friction sleeve. I'm going to tie this so it comes right to the very, very end. Little knot. Okay, there you have it. That is a finished Whoopie Sling.